clear skies for week 5 of the TSSAA high school football season, as it looks to be a picture-perfect night here in Middle Tennessee. We are live at Ensworth High School, the home of the Tigers and the home of our game of the week. I'm Jill Jelnick, and welcome into Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. A lot to get to over this next half hour. A lot of big region matchups tonight. We'll preview a handful of them, plus coach and player interviews, our FFL forecast, and our Fox 17 top 17 teams, plus our game of the week getting underway in just a little bit. Ensworth taking on Lipscomb Academy, a big matchup tonight. We'll get to that in a second. But first, let's start with some Thursday night lights, because there was a big Division II showdown last night. BGA Wildcats taking on the CPA Lions. Both teams coming into the night undefeated. Pick it up in the second quarter. Lions on the attack here. Dylan Reed tumbling into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. CPA up 7-3. But Wildcats answer back. Quarterback Caden Marable going deep, finds Fletcher Fields as he lays out for the incredible grab. Great throw, great catch, and that will set up this touchdown run from Ethan Kellum, going right up the gut to make it 9-7. BGA back on top. Now Lions with a chance to respond here. Handoff to Preston Patterson. He's going to tiptoe around the right side of the end zone. CPA up 14-9, and the Lions keep on roaring. Quarterback Hudson Chance to Owen Cable for the touchdown. CPA up 21-9. Cable would finish with over 200 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns on the night, as the Lions run away with this one 49-16 over BGA. Now time for our game of the week, and this week it features 2 schools that are Division II rivals, the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs and the Ensworth Tigers. Last December, Ensworth High School announced its new head coach hire, and it was a name that a lot of football fans are very familiar with, Tim Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck was a NFL quarterback, played in the league for 6 seasons, also was an analyst for ESPN for over a decade. His brother, Matt Hasselbeck, as if one pro NFL quarterback wasn't enough, also joined the coaching staff. Matt Hasselbeck played in the league for 18 seasons and now is the offensive coordinator for Ensworth. Now, the Hasselbeck brothers have helped lead the Tigers to a 4-0 start in their first season, and a big reason why? Their electric offense. It's averaging nearly 40 points per game, and it's very hard to slow down.
I think more than anything, our kids have just done such a good job of, learning, being willing to learn, being willing to make mistakes, but then learn from their mistakes. And so that's probably been one of the most rewarding things so far is, seeing somebody do something, a player do something that they maybe didn't think they could do, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or certainly a month ago.
Very much a family affair for the Hasselbeck brothers, and that also includes Tim's son, Taylor Hasselbeck, who is the starting quarterback for the Tigers. Taylor transferred to Ensworth when his dad first took the job last year, so this is his first full season as the starting quarterback. And Taylor said it's been a dream come true playing for both his dad and his uncle, and he's trying to soak up every moment of this special season.
It's a lot of fun. They know a lot about what they're doing. It's a great opportunity that this whole team has, learning from the best. So we don't take that for granted. I certainly do not take that for granted.
I actually don't spend as much time with Taylor because, we have guys coaching the quarterback. My brother Matthew's the offensive coordinator, and so they've gotten to probably spend much more one-on-one time with him, coaching him, than I have. But I've just been really impressed with his poise, how he's handled, so many situations that he's been in so far. And so because of that, I think, we've been able to be pretty efficient offensively.
I'll have much more on this game of the week, including their opponent, the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs, coming up later in the show. But first, let's transition to another big game going down tonight in Week 5. Big battle over in the Borough. Oakland Patriots on the road taking on the Blackman Blaze. For more on this game, let's send it over to our FFL reporter, Caitlin Miller, who's joining us now live from Murfreesboro, from Blackman High School. And Caitlin, what can you tell us about this big Region 3 6A showdown tonight?
Jill, big game here tonight. Oakland is taking on Blackman here at Blackman High School. Two Murfreesboro teams battling it out for their first region game of the season. Now, Oakland is undefeated so far this season. They're 4-0, and Blackman is 2-2 with two tough losses that were very close. Now, I spoke with both coaches earlier this week, and Oakland's coach Kevin Creasy's team says that he has a lot of depth. He did say that his top running back committed to USC, DeJuan Morris, got hurt the first play of the first game and has been out since. Coach Creasy does not think he will play tonight, but he says that they've had some huge wins so far this season. Coach says every team was undefeated until they played them. They also beat the defending Texas State champions by 4 points, which he says was a huge win. Now, Blackman is 2-2, but Coach Matthew Kreisky says that they were two close losses that could have gone either way against Brentwood and Ravenwood. Kreisky says that his team learned a lot from those losses and tweaked their offense because of it. Now he says tonight's game, they need their defense to show up big time.
Got to be ready for a physical battle. It's going to be physical for 4 quarters. Offensively, we're going to have to be able to move the ball and hopefully keep our defense off the field and not wear them down and make them play majority of the snaps.
We learned last year about how important region games were, because for the first time in 10 years, we lost a region game, and in the playoffs, we got sent on the road. So we don't want that to happen again. We want to play in the playoffs at home.
A huge crowd expected tonight for this rivalry game. Now, the game will kick off tonight at 7. Now, coming up in just a bit, we have a great story. We're going to be interviewing the Oakland cheer captains. They traveled with the team all the way to Texas earlier this season to help them beat the defending state champions in Texas. We'll have that coming up shortly. Reporting live from Blackman High School, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, time now for our FFL forecast, and for that we turn to our meteorologist, Brett Luna, joining us now live for the show. And Brett, looks to be a pretty nice night tonight. I hope it stays that way.
That a little bit. The sun has started to go down. Actually, it doesn't feel too bad right now. Actual air temperature for us in Nashville, we're at 90. Other places across Middle Tennessee, mid-80s to the lower 90s for the current temperatures right now. Factor in the humidity, and it's pretty close to our actual air temperature. We're seeing those in the upper 80s and the lower 90s. This Friday, a lot different than last Friday. No rain for any of us that we have to worry about. It has been all dry for us, and that's exactly how it's going to stay for the rest of tonight as well. Just a very light breeze, winds around 5 miles an hour for a lot of Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky right now. 8-mile-an-hour winds right here in parts of Nashville. So for tonight, nice and calm weather if you have any outdoor plans later on tonight. Then Saturday and Sunday, I think it's going to stay nearly all dry. Just can't 100% rule out a couple of brief isolated showers, maybe a couple of storms.
All right, well, we are just getting started here on Football Frenzy Live. Coming up after the break, we'll check in on the other sideline for our game of the week, why head coach Jamie Graham is excited for the future of the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs. Next.
You're watching Football Frenzy Live!
Justin Hopkins.
Welcome back to Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. We are live at Ensworth High School, the home of our game of the week. Now, we already previewed the Hasselbecks and the Tigers. Time now to preview their opponent tonight. Also a school with a first-year head coach, Lipscomb Academy head coach Jamie Graham. Now, Graham is not only a Nashville native and a Whites Creek alum, he also was a standout player at Vanderbilt before he switched over to coaching. Now, Graham is already familiar with the Mustangs program because he was an assistant with former head coach Trent Dilfer on his staff several years ago. Graham spent last season as UAB's wide receivers coach and says he's so excited to be back in Nashville leading this group of Mustangs. Now, quarterback Tav Schaefer remembers Coach Graham from his first stint at Lipscomb, and he told me there was an instant excitement on campus when the school announced that Coach Graham was coming back to take over the Mustangs.
I hated it when he left. I mean, we all heard that he was coming back or was potentially coming back, and we finally saw him walk out the office doors when they announced him to us. It was so much fun. I mean, he's he was probably one of my first ever coaches that taught me real football, so it's great to have him back.
He was my JV quarterback when I was calling the plays, and so to see where he is now, to see where his confidence is, to see that he's taking things a little bit more serious now that it's his time. I think he's commanded the team very well. I think we just have to – he has to continue to work on the little things and work on himself and understand that, hey, this is a long season. And so as you get better throughout the weeks, then guess what, man, you'll look up and you'll be like, man, I had a really good season. So that's all I want for him. I'm glad his confidence is where it needs to be, and we'll continue to get better.
Lipscomb Academy picked up its first win of the season 2 weeks ago against Briarcrest Christian and will try to get its second win tonight. Important to note that Lipscomb Academy is currently on a restrictive probation. Mustangs cannot compete in this year's playoffs, but that ban will end for next season. Coming up next on The Frenzy, we'll check back in for the battle on the Borough, plus our top 17 plays, FFL forecast, and much, much more. Stay with us. The Frenzy is back right after this.
You're watching Football Frenzy Live! Go
Welcome back to Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. All the fans coming in here to Ensworth High School for our game of the week against Lipscomb Academy. But there's also another big game tonight over in Murfreesboro between the Oakland Patriots and the Blackman Blaze. For more on this game, let's go ahead and bring in our FFL reporter, Caitlin Miller, who's out in the field. We love her on Friday nights, and she's over at Blackman High School with, I believe, a special couple of guests tonight. Caitlin, what do you have for us?
Jill, this is such a fun story. Earlier this season, Oakland defeated the former state Texas champions. Now, Coach Creasy attributes a lot of this success to the cheer team that went all the way to Texas, and that's who's with me right now are the two cheer captains, and behind them is their whole cheer squad. Now, tell me, I mean, obviously you guys are such a dedicated cheer team. Why did you choose to support your team in Texas?
Yes, we travel with our team everywhere we go, and we just went to be their biggest supporters and to hype them up.
I love that. And what was it like? You guys defeated the former state champs in Texas by 4 points. What was it like to be on the sidelines cheering them on through that?
It was just such an amazing experience. Like, it was just fun to see them win that scoring touchdown, and it was just great.
And we were talking earlier, it's so great that you guys have the opportunity to cheer for a winning team, right? So what makes your cheer team so special?
Yeah, we just it's a great family here at Oakland, and we just push each other to be better through every sport that we have.
And I know you are both seniors, right? You won't have this next year. What do you most about cheering here at Oakland?
Definitely the football games and just being with the girls and having a great time with everybody. So, yeah.
All right. Well, before we go, they have a little cheer for us. So we're going to let them take it away.
Go Oakland!
Now the rivalry game is about to start, and we'll have more highlights coming up later. For now, reporting live from Blackman High School, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. Now, Oakland and Blackman, certainly two big teams in Murfreesboro and in Middle Tennessee, but did they make our Fox 17 Top 17? For that, we send it over to Joe Dubin, MTSU football analyst, who has our Fox 17 Top 17 for Week 5.
All right, Jill, thank you. Back for Week 5 of our Fox 17 Top 17. I got to tell you, I love seeing teams in this Top 17 poll that we have not seen here in a long time. Let's begin with number 17 up in Montgomery County. Clarksville is off to a 4-0 start. Great job by those young men. And then just up the street from there, also Montgomery County, Kirkwood. Head coach Chad Watson has his boys off to a 4-0 start. Let's head over to Putnam County, where Cookeville, yeah, the Cavaliers also at 4-0. They took on Mount Juliet Friday night. That's a big game. Number 14, although they took it on the chin last week against Oakland, Antioch remains in our top 17. Number 13, DeKalb County, unbeaten at 4-0. Number 12, let's go back to Montgomery County. Rossview, hanging tough at number 12, also 4-0. Number 11, back to Davidson County. East Nashville, still rolling along, 4-0, silently good. Making things happen over there. Great job of those young men. At number 10, East Robertson, still unbeaten at 4-0. At number 9, Green Hill. Tonight, Friday night, they welcome Lebanon into town, and Josh Crouch has his boys rolling again at 4-0. Number 8, Gordonsville. That's right, Gordonsville hits number 8 in our Fox 17 Top 17. Number 7, FRA. Playing great football. Head coach Justin Geisinger has turned that into an outstanding program, so props to the head coach. Number 6, Ensworth. The Hasselbecks rolling. Tim Hasselbeck has his team off to a 4-0 start. Number 5, CPA, Ingle Martin. Enough said. Number 4, the Page Patriots, still rolling along. Number 3, the Mount Juliet Golden Bears. They'll take on Cookeville tonight. Trey Perry's staff and team at 4-0. Number 2, the Ravenwood Raptors. They're still number 2. Coach Will Hester has his boys rolling at number 1 until somebody can knock them off. That's right, the Oakland Patriots. Head coach Kevin Creasy has another great program. They got a big test tonight taking on Blackman. And as your Fox 17 Top 17. Jill, back to you.
We are inching closer and closer to kickoff here for our game of the week. So let's go ahead and have one more check-in on our FFL forecast and bring in Brett Luna for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Hey, Jill, it was a warm one here at Nashville today. We had our high temperature at Nashville at 96 degrees, but our temperatures are still dropping. We are seeing that sun go down, so obviously the temperatures are going to be dropping down as well. So temperatures right now in the mid-80s to the lower 90s, depending on where you're at. 91 here in Nashville. Out further to the east and west, a little bit cooler, mid-80s over there, 84, our current temperature over in Camden. Also, for the rest of the night, the kickoff should be pretty good. 7 p.m., temperatures around the upper 80s. 8 p.m. will be down to the mid-80s. And then by the time the game's wrapping up, 9 and 10 o'clock, we're still going to stay clear and dry with temperatures in the lower 80s. Not going to have to worry about any sort of rain chance for any of these games across Middle Tennessee or Southern Kentucky tonight. It is all dry. Radar not popping up any green on the screen. As we go through the rest of the night, we're still going to keep these dry conditions in place. For tomorrow, mostly dry. Just can't rule out a brief isolated shower, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon hours. And then Sunday, it's just more of the same. Most areas stay dry throughout the day on Sunday, and then just a brief isolated shower chance pops up once we go into the afternoon hours. Taking out a little bit longer, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to keep a rain chance in the forecast. I think on Monday, afternoon showers, brief isolated showers will be possible. As far as the humidity values go for the next several days, we're going to be in that muggy category, just slightly above that, a bit humid. So overall, not too bad for where we could be this time of year. Temperatures for tonight, 71 degrees, and then for the rest of your weekend, we're going to be in the lower 90s throughout much of it. 7-day forecast looking really good too. National anthem going on right now. Game is just about to start. Great football weather across all of Middle Tennessee for tonight. Reporting here from Ensworth, Brett Luna, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Welcome back to Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. Jill Jelnick alongside Brett Luna. And Brett, so far been a beautiful night. Our game of the week about to get underway in just a bit, but there are also a handful of other big games tonight. So let's go ahead and quickly show you some of those matchups. Of course, we can't forget our Friday night rivals matchup tonight at East Nashville High School, taking on Liberty Creek. Nolensville at Franklin Beach at Independence. Undefeated Ravenwood at John Overton. Brentwood at Summit. Coffee County taking on undefeated Page Patriots. Dickson County at Kirkwood. Father Ryan at MBA. Nashville Christian at Mount Juliet. Pope John Paul at Good Pasture. Clarksville Northwest taking on FRA, who's also undefeated. And DCA at Columbia Academy. Now here on Football Frenzy Live, of course, we cannot forget one of the most important people, right, on Friday nights, and that's the fans, the Fox 17 fantastic fans.
Yeah, they've been great. Great job with the national anthem, too. They were having some issues,
yes,
so they had to take over. They did an awesome job on that, and Jill, the weather's been awesome, too.
Oh, it's been fantastic.
It was warm start now, but the sun's going down now, and it's just feeling really good.
It's hard to get much better than this. What is it, really the middle of September, picture perfect night.
Picture perfect night. No storms either. I know last Friday some areas were a little bit rainy, so no bad weather for us tonight.
Thanks so much for joining us on The Frenzy. For Brett Luna, I'm Jill Jelnick. We'll see you back here next Friday night.